morning, everybody. I'm Esther from Essy Cooks, and in this video, I'm going to show you how to make this delicious, easy, homemade vegan tofu feta. Now, if you didn't know already, you can actually eat tofu without cooking it because it already comes cooked. So it's ready for consumption right away. Now, by itself, it is pretty bland and pretty gross, I'll be honest. I don't know if you've tried it just by itself without any spices or seasonings, but with this marinade, it actually tastes so good. So this is perfect as a high protein snack, or it's perfect to put on top of your salads or bowls or wraps to get yourself a little bit of extra protein. And I love this for the summertime because it is hot and I do not want to be cooking. I don't know about you guys in the summertime, but I know I don't want to be turning the oven on as much as I possibly can. So let's get started. I'm going to show you how to make this. You guys won't believe how delicious this is. So we're going to start with 1 brick of extra firm tofu that's been pressed already, drained and pressed. And then I'm going to cut that right down the middle, and then I'm going to go ahead and cut it into nice tiny little cubes. I mean, you can cut them into any size of cube that you prefer for what you're going to be using this for. So they can be smaller or they can be bigger depending on what you're doing. It doesn't matter because we're not cooking them, so they're just going to be soaking in that marinade. So cut them to the size that you like. It doesn't have to be totally perfect. So I did about 5 cuts lengthwise, and then I'm just cutting them into small cubes like this. Now I have done them even smaller because I wanted smaller little pieces of feta, if you will. And it was great that way. Then we're going to start with a 1/4 cup of extra virgin olive oil, 3 tablespoons of lemon juice, 1 tablespoon of red wine vinegar. You could use apple cider vinegar if you don't have red wine, 2 tablespoons of nutritional yeast, a tablespoon of Italian spice blend. This adds a lot of flavor to it. We're going to add 1/2 teaspoon of onion powder. Again, adds a lot of flavor. 1/2 teaspoon of garlic powder. And then we're going to add in 1 teaspoon of salt. You want a whole teaspoon of salt because it is a cheese replacement, so you want it to be a bit salty, and also 1/2 teaspoon of white miso paste. If you don't have it, you can skip it, but honestly, it does really add to the umami and the flavor in this cheese, this feta, vegan feta. Wow, I don't know why I'm having such a hard time saying that. So we're going to mix together all of the marinade really well. I like a flat dish like this to marinate them in just because it's easier to evenly coat each tofu piece in that marinade, and it comes with a lid. So I'm going to put the lid on and I'm going to shake that so that all the marinade is covering all the tofu pieces. Then I'm going to open it up. Now, just for presentation purposes, I'm going to transfer it into a jar, but I do prefer having it flat like that. If you are going to put it in a jar, you just want to make sure the marinade is mixing over. Look how beautiful that looks. This is going to be so good. It is such a good way to eat your tofu. So I'm going to show, if you are doing it like this, it's good if you just tip it up and down a little bit. Make sure that the marinade gets over all those pieces of tofu. You want to marinate it in the fridge for at least 1 hour, but it does get better overnight. And stay tuned, I'm about to do a taste test here of this super easy, simple, vegan substitute for feta. Now, you do have to like tofu in order to love this recipe, but if you like tofu, you're going to absolutely love this. It's such a great way to eat your tofu, and it is so insanely flavorful. So stay tuned for that taste test. Okay, it's time for the taste test. Like I said, I could not believe how good this is to actually just marinate tofu in a bunch of different ingredients. So I'm gonna go ahead and give this a little try, and it gets even better overnight. That's so tangy and salty and delicious. And like I said earlier, you know, it doesn't taste exactly like a piece of feta like dairy would, but this is honestly one of the best ways to eat your tofu and one of the best ways to get in some extra healthy vegan sources of protein. So guys, I hope you loved this video. Thank you so much for watching. And if you like this video and you want to see more recipes like this one, I'm putting out 2 new vegan recipes every single week. Many of them are healthy and high in protein. So make sure you hit that like and subscribe button below so you don't miss any videos like this.